What is going on, everyone? Happy Friday. It feels like the longest week in recorded history for some reason. Welcome to today's News Tonight. I'm your host for this episode, Steve Bowling. I'm joined, as always, by my good friends and GVG co-founders, Ash Paulson and Derek Bittner. The whole crew's here today. And we have our special guest, Katie, who is a social media manager for SEGA. Odds are, if you like the blue blur, she has some good opinions for you. Katie, how are you?
I am doing fantastic. Thank you so much for having me on.
Oh, thank you so much for coming on. I'm so glad we were able to get you on the show just 2 days after Sonic's birthday. Like, I celebrate Sonic's birthday every year. It's really important to me just because it's one of the few franchises that I was just old enough to remember, like, getting the game when it first came out. Because I was 9, like it was my 9th birthday, and my mom bought me Sonic, and ever since then it's been like a really sentimental series for me, just in general. In fact, my grandmother passed away a couple years ago, and because of that, I hold my copy of Sonic 2 very, very near and dear to my heart because. Oddly enough, it is the only sample of her handwriting that I still have because she had taken a note from a phone call when I was a little kid, and the only thing she had was my copy of Sonic 2, and she like flipped it over and wrote on the back of it. And at the time, I was so upset. I was like, "How could you do this to me?" And now it just makes that copy of Sonic 2 so much more special to me.
Oh my gosh, yeah, you can never sell that.
Yeah, never. It's
so
one
cool,
of the
Steve.
reasons that as a nearly 40-year-old man, I still have like a intentionally non-mint copy of Sonic 2 for the Genesis.
That's so cool, Steve. I had no idea about that because that's funny. There's a parallel there with me. My grandma on my dad's side, who's like really the only grandparent I had a really good relationship with, got me Sonic 2 and a Genesis for, I don't even remember which holiday or birthday. Well, I think it was holidays. But when I was like probably 8 years old or something, she got me that. So I always have associated Sonic 2 and Sonic in general with my fond memories of my relationship with her. I love that parallel. Who'd have thought? How awesome is Sonic?
Grandmas give Sonic. That's just what what I've learned.
It seems like it. I don't think I got my copy of Sonic from my grandma. Instead, my story is we got the Sega. We got a Sonic 1. I was excited to play it, but my dad was the one who hooked it up with his friend. And then, rather than let me play it, my dad proceeds to play it with his friend for a solid hour before I even got to touch it. I'm watching them like, God, they suck.
See, so there is a parallel there. My parents did the same thing when they bought us our Genesis. It was a Christmas gift, and we got like the launch model Genesis with the Altered Beast pack in. And they were my father was like, "This looks cool as hell. Why am I going to let these kids play this?" And he played it all Christmas Day. And I was like, please give me my Genesis.
I love it.
I love that so much. Sonic was actually my first game, my very first console game.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
I got the Genesis.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I'm pretty much the same age as Sonic. I have an older brother, so I think they got it for him. And then they found that I love video games probably even more. So
Nice.
Sonic really kickstarted my love for gaming. And it's really cool to be here now.
That's so cool. Well, before we get too far in, I just want to, I kind of mentioned this a little bit before we actually went on air, but I just want to say thank you, Katie, because it was before I put 2 and 2 together, but I actually gave you a Twitter shout out earlier this week, thanking you for your role in bringing us the Sonic Symphony. And I hadn't put 2 and 2 together. Steve had said, "Oh, we're having Katie from SEGA on Friday." And I just didn't put 2 and 2 together. So I just want to say to everyone watching, you're in a huge part responsible for bringing us the Sonic Symphony. Everyone knows video game music is so important to me. Sonic music is. That symphony was amazing, and thank you so much for making that a reality. Truly, genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, it just made me so happy. So thank you very much.
You guys are going to make me cry.
You brought the Sonic community together, which is a little difficult.
I was going to say, that's not an easy feat to accomplish.
No, it's not.
Unite Sonic's fandom around one thing.
I think one of my favorite tweets that I saw was like, the Sonic Symphony brought world peace to Twitter for 2 hours. I was like, you know what? Yeah. Everyone was happy for 2 hours. I'll take it.
Yeah, I've been meaning to. I've caught clips here and there. Unfortunately, I was really busy the day of the symphony, but I kind of just want to like throw it on my TV and just watch all the way through. So I hope this weekend I'll find that time.
It's so good, man.
I know. And I'm not a huge video game music fan like you are, Ash, but Sonic music, specifically Sonic music holds a very special place in my heart, just because it's so some of my favorite tracks in all of gaming are from Sonic. Like, the whole track or the whole soundtrack of Sonic Adventure is like burned into my memory because of how much I played that game.
Hell yeah.
Starlight Zone from Sonic 1 remains probably in my top 3 all-time favorite video game songs.
Starlight Zone needs more representation. That gets so little representation. It's like it's my favorite level from Sonic 1.
It really is.
Mine too, actually. Yeah, mine's well.
Starlight Zone is what you get for getting through Labyrinth Zone.
Yeah,
exactly. I think that's partially why I love it, because it's not Labyrinth Zone.
Yeah, that's true. Man, now I want to go
back in the day, it felt like a reward to like get through. I remember when I was playing Sonic 1 as a kid, I like so many other kids, it was so difficult for me to get through Labyrinth Zone when I could even get through it. And that wasn't even a guarantee. So when I did get through it, Starlight Zone felt like a reward, like you said, like a breath of fresh night air, I guess. There you go.
Yeah. Oh man, y'all have me wanting to play old school Sonic, but we actually have news to talk about today, I guess.
Yes.
Which we intentionally created a Sonic news heavy episode. So, and fortunately, there was actual like Sonic news that we hadn't talked about on the show yet, because we tend to jump at it whenever there's a chance. Yeah. There's just a few Sonic fans here. Before we continue, Katie, I have to ask you: classic or modern Sonic? This is important.
That's so difficult.
Putting her on the spot.
I know.
That really is. Because, I started, obviously, with Classic.
Yeah.
I have all those good memories of Sonic 1 being my first game. But also Sonic Adventure 2 is really special to me, because I played that a lot with my older brother, and that got me really into the Chow Garden and everything. Oh... Man, but then Sonic Mania is so good.
Right.
You're making me choose between my 2 favorite children. This is not fun.
They're both the same child. It's just, did you like them when they're young, or do you like them when they're older?
I love him at every stage in his life.
Yeah, well, that's a good answer, especially for someone working for Sega. I'll take that. I appreciate that. Obviously, we all know here at GVG that I believe in Classic, or as I like to call him, Fat Sonic. He's just so porky and cute. Anyway, before we move into our news stories for the day, we do have a couple super chats. I believe our first one is from Geller with a $5 super chat. Says, "Oh, go ahead."
I was going to correct you, because I actually was surprised that this one came in before we even started streaming.
From
Blind Man V2.
Sorry, yeah, I see that now. So Blind Man V2 says, "Hey, GVG. Okay, so WWE has been doing some restructuring lately, both backstage and on-screen talent. Would you equate that to like EA releasing game people?" Oh, that's tough. I am not a modern WWE fan. Like I was, back when they were called the WWF and Hulk Hogan and Ultimate Warrior and all those guys, Macho Man. Basically, when WWF was fully cocaine fueled, I was there for it. I didn't know that's why they were all so hyper, but I'm pretty sure that's why. I'm going to say they're similar insofar as just folks losing their jobs unexpectedly sucks, no matter what the circumstance. Obviously, it seems like WWE is trying to sugarcoat the fact that they're laying off lots of people. And because, unlike in game dev, WWE wrestlers are much more public facing, then I guess they have to say something outwardly publicly to people, and I would say that's probably in a weird way makes it better, because a lot of folks that get let go within game dev positions, you're lucky if you find out. Like, you're lucky if you see it on Twitter or if you see a report somewhere, but a lot of these layoffs happen, and those folks, it's never publicly made known that these folks are now looking for jobs. At least the WWE folks have the benefit of like public visibility, and that might mean that someone might see that, like, oh, hey, this person lost their job, and reach out to them and say, hey, we'd love to have you. And I wish that would happen more for, because the turnover in game development, not at all studios, but at many, is really concerning. And that's a lot of talented folks that in many cases uproot their entire lives to go work at the publisher they've wanted to work at, so not necessarily the same, but a terrible situation all around. Hopefully there's less nuance to these other super chats.
I know, right? Jeez.
Yeah, I just didn't want to gloss over a heavy topic. Happy weekend.
Right.
Anyway, Geller
Friday.
with a $5 super chat says, I can't believe they hyped digital Ippo like that. For those of you that are wondering what that is, Ippo is a boxing manga that apparently Geller and I both follow. It definitely seemed like they were going to announce something way bigger. But I will counter with this, Geller. Digital manga is a cool thing because it makes it that much easier to be redistributed like in other languages. If it's only available in print form, people have to scan it, upload it, and having the mangaka's consent means that there's a higher likelihood of an official Western release for that manga because it's much easier to get your hands on the raws. So I'm hopeful. But I would love a season 4 of the anime. Alan Wilkinson with a $2 super chat, or £2 super chat, apologies, says, so this is how Sonic gets that GVG sponsorship. I think it's the other way around.
Yeah,
I think Sonic is a bit bigger than GVG.
Sure.
But yeah, if I could get like, I am a sucker for Sonic merch. And I know you are too, Ash. You were looking at that Sonic bling and lusting after it in a way
Sonic
that I am.
Bling is so like any Sonic and Mega Man merch, I'm screwed, man. You put Mega Man and Sonic merch in front of me, I'm gonna want to buy it. It's just the way it goes.
Yep, I have the worst luck with Sonic shoes. Like every single Sonic and shoe collaboration that I've seen, I've loved, and I've never been able to find them in my size by the time they go for sale. So I've missed out every single time, and I'm talking all the way back to the Dreamcast days when they actually sold like the soap Sonic branded grinding shoes. I was going to ask
about the soap shoes.
I wanted those and I couldn't get them. And I saw the Pumas at E3 a couple years back and I was like, damn, I want those. And by the time they came up for pre-order, my size was out. Like apparently I have the most average sized foot in the world.
Yeah, you're just very common feet.
Yep.
This reminds me, Katie, are you who I talked to about review copies of the Sonic Bling, the Sonic Ice? Are you who I talked to about review copies of that?
I don't remember if that was me,
but
gotcha.
I mean, she works with influencers, and I feel like an influencer is the exact type of person who would post about the Sonic Bling.
True,
but you'd have to do hashtag sponsored, you know.
I mean, just have somebody just pull it up all the time.
I would unironically love to see Ash wearing like a Knuckles necklace.
I wouldn't even unironically.
Just get him a video. Get him that Knuckles necklace and get him to sing the one of Knuckles' songs.
Oh God, that might be going a step too far. I don't know if I should be doing the Knuckles raps while wearing that, but I'll at least wear them.
So
they're so good. I want all of them.
They look cool. So cool. I will admit they're absolutely not something that I could pull off, but I do think they look really cool.
Oh, I don't think I can either. Yeah,
I would definitely buy one for my wife though. Like I feel like she could look good in it, but I certainly can't. I just don't have that kind of swagger. But if you do, more power to you. I think Ash could pull it off. I could see Ash doing it. Ash
really? Oh, man.
I think you got the right swagger for Sonic Bling. Yeah, I just couldn't. Maybe a ring, but anyway.
Man, that was something I did not expect to hear in 2021. I have the right swagger for Sonic Bling. I'll take it. It's a Friday. Hell yeah, this is a win.
Nice.
That is the highest honor, honestly.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing either. I think you'd have the best chance out of all of us.
Hell
Fair
yeah,
enough.
man.
I'll take it.
All right, Jaden Buck with a $5 super chat. He's putting me to the test here. He says, "Hi, Miss. I'm gonna kill your name, Katie. I'm sorry. It's Chrzanowski.
Chrzanowski, but close.
Nice.
I was so close. He said, if the person reading this pronounced your name wrong, change it. I have a good track record with names, but yeah, not always. Anyway, I apologize for the mispronunciation.
My name is painfully Polish. I do not blame you.
Nice.
Let's see. Adam O'Sullivan with a £1.99 super chat says, first game I ever played was Sonic 2. So many memories. And
what a good game to start with.
Yeah, man, you're lucky. My first game, it was a SEGA game, but it was, I want to say it was Hang On. The combo cart was Safari Hunt for the Sega Master System.
Oh, cool.
That tells you how old I am. Anyway,
nice.
Dat Michael Guy with a £5 super chat says, insert question about future Sonic projects Katie isn't allowed to answer here. Yeah. Those are,
She told us all of them, and we can't repeat them.
Yep, our minds are
gave
blown.
Us all the secrets.
Yep,
yeah.
Sorry, under NDA.
We are now Sonic insiders. Let's see. NAX Ethan is... I'm sure that's not the right way. I'm sorry.
I think I've said Nax Ethan before.
Nax
I'm not
Ethan.
sure that's right, though.
Yeah. cross Ethan. I don't know what you're going for there. But anyway, I want to say really, truly thank you to Katie for all the hard work she put in on the symphony. I laughed, I cried, I danced. You are a legend, Katie.
Yes.
Cosign.
It was not just me.
Yeah.
There was so many people who put this together, and we are all just so pleased that everyone loved it and can continue to love it. We didn't want it to be like a one and done, have to take the stream down after, so
Nice.
I'm so glad it was archived, and if you ever want to make it a tour, you got my ticket purchases to every single one I can make it to. I promise.
So much
that.
merch.
Yeah,
I'm sure. By the way, that artwork of all the classic Sonic characters in their concert outfits, needs to be a poster.
Oh yeah,
it really does.
So cute. I love
all of the art that Karasuno-san makes is just fantastic. She also made the conductor Sonic art that we used to promote it.
Oh, that was so good too. I loved
all of the art you see on the Japan Twitter is normally made by her. She's just so talented.
I love that.
Nice.
Also, apparently it's Nax Ethan.
Nax Ethan. Okay. I'll remember that for next time. I apologize. That was my first time reading one of yours. I know you've super chatted before, though. Late Night Sprites with a $5 super chat, and our final one before we move on to the news. My hope for the final scene of the Sonic film sequel is military base gets breached, soldiers knocked out, metal music blaring, only to reveal Big the Cat. Which, I mean,
Froggy.
Keep hoping.
He's there for Froggy. That's it. You can't stop him.
God, that would be amazing.
Wastefuls for Froggy.
I am pretty hyped for the movie. We'll have more to discuss about Sonic the Movie 2, though, later on in the show. Right. We definitely have a story up for that, so stay tuned. But getting into the news, because there is surprisingly a good amount of it. It's like E3 ended, and then people just didn't realize that and kept releasing stuff. So let's go ahead and start with probably the one that I'll talk the most about. And that is that this morning, Microsoft revealed Windows 11. And you might be saying, why are you talking about Windows 11, Steve? Why? I'm already going to sleep. And the reason this is significant is because Windows 11 seemingly has some deep Xbox integration to it. And what I mean by that is that a lot of the features that Microsoft kind of touted as being the reasons you should pick up an Xbox Series X are now making their way into their new iteration of Windows, specifically Auto HDR, which takes your old games like Sonic 06, I guess, and gives them the HDR treatment. Windows, if you've ever gamed on Windows, HDR in Windows is very, very bad and is a horrible, like it looks way worse than if you just plug in your PlayStation or Xbox. So hopefully Windows 11 has better integration with HDR and games actually look the way they're supposed to. Direct storage support, which is basically Microsoft's version of like that super fast loading that PlayStation 5 is known for, is coming to PCs. I don't think my PC can handle it. Probably yours can't either, but it's good to know that
I can't.
Derek's can't handle normal loading. And then finally, they've integrated the Xbox app into Windows 11, which includes xCloud. So if you want to be able to stream games, say from like a laptop or a Chrome, well, not a Chromebook, but a notebook or something like that, then you could stream games directly from xCloud, which are now Series X versions, which I think we didn't cover in our last episode. They started upgrading their xCloud to next-gen performance. So kind of neat stuff. Not a huge thing, but I am excited to see what this means specifically for the game I'm playing most on PC right now, which is PSO2 New Genesis. I'm hoping we get faster load times and maybe even HDR. Who knows? I can keep hoping, but if you haven't, I know y'all have been waiting to hear me talk about PSO2 New Genesis. I've played it every day since it came out.
Every day.
Every
what
single
ship
day.
are you on?
I am on ship 2.
Play Final Fantasy 14 in a while, so you're beating me there, Steve.
Yeah, I am an old school PSO2 Japan player. So I've been on the unofficial English block for 8 years, which is ship 2. And so when I moved to the global release of New Genesis, since it was a worldwide release, I just stuck with the ship I know. And so far, so good. I'm really loving the game. I hit the level cap a few days ago, but I'm still playing. And I will have like a video review of the game next week. So stay tuned to GVG. I figured I wanted to play through the content that was available I somehow managed to do that. And so I will be putting together a review about my thoughts on PSO2 New Genesis soon. It's good. It's really good.
I finally have more time to play it now.
Nice. Yeah, I was going to say, with Sonic's birthday out of the way, which also, for those of you that are traditionally used to PSO, is like a big event within PSO even. Because, for those of you that don't know, the original PSO was made by Sonic Team. And they... So every year on June 23rd, which also is my dad's birthday, I always have this like image in my mind of like that guy that's dabbing his sweat away at a control panel and the buttons say, call my dad, call Sonic the Hedgehog.
But, I love that.
I had like this whole video skit planned out for his birthday this year that I'm just going to tuck away because I didn't have the time to produce it. But I'm going to put together like a video for Sonic's birthday next year that'll make me look like a terrible human being.
Oh, no.
I really want to do an anniversary, like a Sonic birthday stream of Sonic Mania. We've been teasing that we have a few incredibly generous GVG community members who have drummed up some codes and games to give away for our recent episode 100 of Today's News Tonight. And I feel like it would be really fun to give those away during like a Sonic Mania anniversary stream or something. Just something celebrating both Sonic and the fact that we just passed episode 100. We're still working on that, but I feel like that would be a really fun way to
absolutely
dole those out to folks.
Yeah, we haven't forgotten about those.
Right. In terms of bringing things back to the news story, I feel really bad. I want to have a lot to say about this, but as a console gamer and a Mac user, this is like literally the anti-Ash news story. Yeah. I really have nothing to say about this other than I hope that the Xbox integration, ends up being what folks want it to be. This is just so not my space of things.
Yeah.
But I hope that they're able to get it together in terms of the Xbox integration.
Yeah, I mean, Windows 11 on its face is not like a super exciting thing, but I've been spending so much time on my PC playing PSO, and my friend plays on Xbox and my wife plays on her computer, and I'm able to. One thing I'll say that I really enjoy about the Xbox integration with that, and specifically PSO, which is someday a feature I want to do, by the way, just because I want to know like what happened in the 8 years between its first appearance at PAX West, because PSO showed up in English at PAX West like in 2012, and then in 2020 I'm sitting in E3, or 2019 I'm sitting at E3 and Phil Spencer's like, PSO 2 is coming out. I'm like, what happened? So someday I hope to be able to crack that nut and share that story, but looking on it now, it makes a lot of sense. I'm like, oh, they knew about New Genesis. There was a sequel in the works, and Microsoft probably was like, hey, it would be smart for us to get in on that now. But yeah, it is cool to see, even in Windows 10, the integration between Xbox and PC, because I'm able to just have one voice chat party without having to go to Discord or anything else and talk to all my friends, and we can play games across, the two console environments. And to see that get better would definitely be nice. And the idea of reducing load times and the technologies they're building into it still makes me wonder where Microsoft's priorities are from a console perspective, because this is even fewer reasons to go out and buy a dedicated piece of hardware for gaming if you already own a computer. But hey, I mean, in the end, we win. So yeah, I'm okay with that.
True.
I do.
I think the Windows 11 hype police is coming for you, Steve.
I know, right?
What's going on over here in LA today.
It's just too much. Can't handle it.
Yeah.
I know, right?
The one thing I have seen mentioned about this that you only briefly mentioned, I think, is the Android app support.
Right.
Which is significant, kind of, for Dragon Quest players, because unfortunately, the best version of Dragon Quest IV is the mobile version. So if you want to play it on PC and be able, not have to worry about your phone, I guess you could use that. Because, I don't know. There's options, I suppose. It seems like the upgrade. I follow a very tech savvy person on Twitter who was kind of breaking down how like it's cool that you can it's like a free upgrade to Windows 11, but apparently the way it's going about is apparently a bit of a nightmare because every PC is different, and figuring out how to actually make it work and what computers work with it is going to be a bit of a nightmare. But we have until 2025, so
I can help you with that. The big issue is that Windows 11 requires what's called a Trusted Platform Module, or a TPM chip, And most people that build their own PCs do not integrate one of those because why would you? And so the issue is people are going and running the thing to find out if they are eligible. And it's just like, nope. Because the other thing is, by default, Windows turns that off. Even if you have it, they turn it off. And most folks, do not know how to go that far under the hood and turn it back on. I'll admit, even being somebody who builds their own PCs has a ton of expertise, I had to Google it because I forgot.
Don't you have to go into the BIOS? I think that's what this guy was saying.
You have to go into the BIOS and turn it back on. But if you build a computer by yourself, you probably don't have one. And now scalpers are scalping TPM chips for they're normally like a $15 part, and now they're up to $100. So, life is terrible. The internet was a mistake. Everyone on it is awful for some reason or another, except for all of us. We're great. But yeah, I will.
Got to the point where scalpers scalp everything is ridiculous.
Oh, I agree. I do want to point this out, though. There is one huge upside to having Android support in Windows 11 before we move on. Sonic Dash, baby. You can unlock Bongo on your computer now.
All you need to do is get your Bongo, your yogurt, your smoothie, and I shook it up this time.
Oh no!
I was like, I saw had Kate. I was like, I gotta go get another one of these. So we got Bongo at school. Get playable Bongo.
You have Katie, 5 more days.
You in particular should know. Oh, it's only 5 more days? Okay. You in particular should know that that has become like a running gag and joke on our channel. Like, ever since we reported on Bongo the Danimals Monkey and Sonic Dash, it's just... We now have an EP named Bongo Lover in our Patreon. It's just become like a whole thing.
Oh, yeah. It is wonderful.
Bongo for Smash. Yeah.
Derek
I joined the server.
Becoming one with Bongo.
I am. I am going for that Danimals promotion.
Nice.
I love it.
All right,
yeah,
so
I noticed a lot of Bongo talk in the server when I joined. I was just like, "Oh,
did you? All right,
here."
Nice.
Yeah.
So, do you think Sonic enjoys Danimals yogurt more or Totino's pizza rolls more? Which would he?
Man, you guys are hitting me with the hard questions. Classic or modern, Danimals or Totino's?
Yeah, right.
I feel like that's almost the classic or modern equivalent of food.
Yeah, that's
it kind of is actually. Yeah. Oh God, Vedran in our live audience patron chat says chili dog yogurt.
Actually, Katie and I were talking about this because we were before you guys jumped on, so you haven't even heard this. I didn't know it was a thing, but apparently I think it was announced before, right, Katie?
It was April Fool's Day.
For April Fool's Day. But they're making it real. They're making chili dog G Fuel for Sonic.
Oh, man, I need that.
Why?
I will absolutely drink that right here on this show for all of you.
I will do it for the channel for the lulz for sure, but for no other reason.
I will slam a chili dog G Fuel like no one's business. I don't care. That is amazing.
Oh,
yeah,
so
they made it a pre-order thing on April Fool's Day. Like, no one's gonna buy this. A lot of people bought it.
Scalpers.
Yeah.
Chili dog G Fuel. So.
We made a similar mistake thinking people wouldn't donate $69 to see us do bathtub streams. We were wrong.
We were very wrong.
We've learned the internet is a powerful force for both good and evil.
Yeah.
All right.
By the way, my partner Amy asked, "How is it better shaken?" No. I think it might be a little worse.
Worse? Oh,
Danimals honestly is meant for kids, though. I will be the first to admit I got a case of this stuff in my fridge because my little ones love it, and I don't understand it. I don't like yogurt to begin with, but the thought of liquid
with yogurt,
like drinking it, I'm like,
it's just like a thickness to it that I'm just
the viscosity is a bit much for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
Quite. Yeah. Ugh.
Nice. All right. Before we continue on, we've got some more love for Katie in the chat, or at least some questions. At least Nintendo Derek. I'm not going to say that's not our Derek. He says, with a $5 super chat, says, Katie, are you friends with the person or people who run the Sonic Twitter? It's pretty hilarious sometimes, and I enjoy it. And I have a feeling she might be closer to them than you think.
Maybe. I might be the one who runs the Twitter. Along with my team. It's mostly myself and Justin running the team right now. So all social media channels are normally the two of us.
Nice. Oh, so which one of you is...
Oh, it just blew your mind.
which one of you started the Big Frogga thing? I have to know.
So Big Frogga, that's the PSO2 side of things.
Oh, gotcha. You're not running all of Sega's channels.
No, I just run Sonic.
I mean, that's a good one to run, though. That's great responsibility comes with that Twitter handle, I imagine. Speaking of Sonic, and echoing my own thoughts, Bongo Lover with a Canadian $5 super chat says, Android support means you can play Sonic Dash as Bongo on your Windows PC. Exactly. See, I already got you. I have you covered.
Yep. Is there anything else you really need out of 2021?
Bongo and Sonic Dash, it was $250 for, I think it was an 8-pack of these. Oh, God, there's 6 more.
Yeah. Mwape Mulenga with a $5 super chat says, so, I got a question. Ever Crisis technically has a PC port because of Windows 11. Yeah, it's coming to Android, which in theory should mean Android or Windows 11 can run it. I have a whole ton of questions beyond that, but if it does mean it lets me play Ever Crisis on a controller on my TV, sign me up. I'm in.
Yeah.
Our executive producer, the Legend of Groose, with a $5 super chat says, Katie on TNT right after the greatest Sonic event since 2016. That symphony was the highlight of my year. Shout out to all fans of the Blue Blur. Hey, right back at you.
That's so sweet. Thank you so much.
It was. I really want to see it. I imagine that it's going to be a really good time. Yeah, I have so much love for Sonic. I just carving out time out of my day sometimes seems impossible, but I'm going to find it this weekend. I feel like this weekend I'll be able to put my feet up a little.
Speaking of the Sonic Symphony, I'm still in awe of how Johnny Gioeli sounds the same all these years later as he did back in Sonic Adventure 1 when he recorded Open Your Heart. He still sounds the same. I don't know what kind of tea that man drinks or what he does to sound. He just sounds the same. It's incredible.
And he got so into it. It was so fun watching him.
Yeah, just watching him, I couldn't help but smile because you can tell he embraces the music and the fans' love of the music and just the whole culture surrounding modern Sonic's butt rock. I love it. He was so happy. He was so happy, which just made me as a viewer happy. It was great.
Like he knew people were going to sing along, so he's like egging people on, like, come on.
Yeah.
So good.
It was so good. So good. You're going to love it, Steve.
I can't wait. I'm definitely setting aside a chunk of my weekend to watch it in full, just because I do not get time to really sit back and just watch things. So I'm very excited for it, though. It would mean a lot to be able to check it out. And before we move on to our next story, Ocarinas Ofish 153 just donated $5. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Oh, well, it appears I will not be allowed to move on. Mwape Mulengo with another $5 super chat. And this is where I'm going to cut it, folks. I'll read all of yours after the next story. Says, one more question. Who runs the Sega Twitch? Because I want to shake the hand of the person who told Fidel/GamesCage off for not responding to his DMs. That's a good question. I mean, I'm sure Katie knows more than I do about that. But I am a friend of Fidel's, and I've tried to have him on the show a few times, but his streaming schedule is very busy, so it's a little difficult to get him on. But he did get verified on Twitter, so I'm happy for him for that, nice. Wave of recent verifications. Anyway, moving on, I wanted to put out a little PSA about this. Let me throw this on screen real quick. And I wish Brandon were here for this moment. Monster Hunter Stories 2 Wings of Ruin demo is up on the US eShop. So if you're on the fence about Monster Hunter Stories 2, you can check it out for free. And your progress carries over to the main game. And it's awesome, y'all. I played it this morning just because I wanted to check it out. And I've been enamored with the art style. But once I played this, I was... it's definitely the real deal. If you have an itch that a JRPG could scratch, this is definitely the game for you.
See, I had to put in something else in here because I'm like, this is more my lines. We might not have Brandon here, but we got something that I'm personally really hyped for. So much so that it's like, oh God, I don't know when I have time to do this, but I got to do a stream because it came out of nowhere for me. Neo, The World Ends With You. And it's about a 2-hour demo. Like Monster Hunter Stories 2, your progress carries over to the main game. It starts right from the beginning. And oh my God, Oh my god, it's so good.
Yeah,
it is.
Nice. I gotta play both these demos.
It matches the style to perfection. The characters are so freaking likable. The battle system is both its own thing, but still feels like an extension of the original battle system, except better for consoles. Voice acting is on point. Just everything is so freaking good about this game to start with. The music, just everything firing all cylinders. Like, yep, July, bring it on. I want it because this is so much fun.
Yeah,
I gotta play those demos. Nice.
Oh yeah,
please play this demo.
It is a good weekend for you to try out games you're not sure about. I definitely saw both of these, and I haven't tried The World Ends With You just because I had only so much time in the day. I tried to play Mario Golf today, which I played a little bit of. Like the reviews are pretty mixed, but so far I'm really enjoying it. Nice. I played a round of speed golf against the computer, and ironically, Waluigi just whooped my ass. Like I had no chance.
That is unironic. Waluigi's the best.
Yeah, he definitely smoked me in that. They have a couple other modes that I tried. I haven't tried adventure mode just because I was like, okay, I can't dig into the lore of Mario Golf today. But I did try. There's another like target mode where you have to get 3 pins, or you have to sink the ball 3 times before your opponents can, and there's like 9 holes that you can just run around and play speed golf style, which was definitely fun. And then there's just traditional golf, which I mean it's still fun, it's still Mario, but I think reviews were a little unkind to it, and I'm a little surprised by that.
Definitely been a bit middling. Yeah,
seems like it's good, not great, is the general feeling I get.
Yeah, I mean, jury's out for me, but I do feel like the modes lend themselves better to couch co-op or even online play, like with other real people. And I have not tried that at all, but I still enjoyed what I've done so far. I'm actually planning after the show to go downstairs and play it with my family and see what kind of chaos unfolds. I don't know, maybe we'll all break out into a fight or something. But
you're gonna end up punching your kids. Like, dang it, get out of here.
Because speaking of demos and limited time things, I did kill Chaos today too.
Okay.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, just because that is ending today, I think. I believe
it's ending tomorrow. And
tomorrow.
I fully blame Rift Apart for my having not played that demo yet, because I'm trying to finish it for our discussion on it. And I know it, Steve. I now know what you mean about it being your game of the year. It is. I hit a point last night where it was already kind of teetering on. Oh, this could be my game of the year so far. And then I hit a certain point last night where I'm like, yeah, this is my game of the year so far.
Right?
This game's incredible. Yeah,
right.
It's incredible. And that's why I haven't played the Origin demo yet. I actually do mean to, but Rift Apart is so fucking good, y'all. I can't. I can't.
And I'm trying to work my way through Yuffie. I finally did some battles with Sona on my team. I was like, oh, this is new and cool. So it's like trying to.
Yep. There's so many good things happening around this time of year, which is, it's funny. 2 weeks ago there was not a whole lot to do, and now we're overwhelmed with things. So, I'm very excited for it. Have you played either of these demos yet, Katie? I know that you were kind of under the weather earlier today.
I haven't. I want to try both of them. I'm also still looking for a PS5 because I want to play Rift Apart so badly.
It is so good, Katie.
Refreshing.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's absolutely. Fantastic. I would say of all the games that I've played on my PS5, that Rift Apart is the one that I would enthusiastically recommend people like, yep, you should absolutely go spend the $400 on a PS5 for this one game.
I would. It's just finding one.
It's so funny too, because you think of folks that work for like major publishers like Sega, and you somehow just imagine that everyone at Sega has everything,
right.
I mean, it's realistically that doesn't make any sense, but you imagine there's just someone at Sega that's like, would you like a PlayStation 5? We have an endless supply. Which of course is could not be further from the truth. I've worked in game studios before, as I know Ash has as well, and it's just normal people. It's just regular people with regular lives.
Ball of like, all right, we got these stack of consoles. You got hired. Okay, here's your PS5. Move on.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like if I want Sonic games or Sega games, sure, but entire consoles, not as easy.
Yeah.
little tougher.
Well, hopefully you get one before Sonic 2022 comes out, because I imagine that'll probably be on those, and that'll probably be the right way to play them. I'm assuming a lot here, but
I feel like there's a lot of crossover potential between Sonic and Final Fantasy Origin, because there's a few people in our live audience that are pointing out, like Nax Ethan, Sonic and Adventure 1 be like, I need to kill Chaos, and I mean it just makes sense at this point.
How funny!
Danimals baptized Skull Kid Tiger. Good lord, that name. I think Shadow the Hedgehog is the true villain of Origins because Chaos Control.
Wow, I was going to say it would be really funny if at the end of that gritty ass Final Fantasy Origin demo, it was just Chaos from Sonic Adventure 1 standing there. It's like, I can't shatter you. You're made of water. Checkmate.
And Open Your Heart starts playing just out of nowhere.
So
I was expecting that.
Yeah.
Watching that show, they kept saying Chaos, and I was like, are they going to Sonic?
Yeah.
I would love it. One thing I want to throw in, just as a quick thing, because Ash mentioned it, and I have to get Katie's take on this. Sonic made his debut as a VTuber very recently, and I know you have to have seen the clip. It was like 20 seconds. It was all in Japanese. I didn't think it merited like a full-on discussion, but what was your take on that? Seeing Sonic like that?
I personally thought it was adorable. I want to see more characters like that. I know we've done Twitter takeovers in the past, so immediately I was like, can we use those for like our Twitter takeovers? That would be cool.
Oh, that
makes
would
a lot of sense. It's the first thing I thought
cool.
of when they said about doing a Sonic VTuber. It's like, it works.
I so badly want Roger Craig Smith to do something with VTuber Sonic. Like, I just so badly want to see that happen.
That I didn't even think of that
so badly,
because I was just
it would be perfect. Yeah,
it really would.
I bet he would. Like, he is down to help. He's the best.
Man,
but yeah, when you
really
hear
is such a nice guy.
VTuber, it sounds weird, but when you see it, you're just like, actually, this kind of works in a weird way.
Yeah, I saw it, and it honestly took a minute for it to click in my mind that it was a VTuber thing, because I was just watching the video, and I was like, oh, Sonic, looks a little different than usual, but he moves very naturally, and the animation is really good. And then there's this weird kind of uncanny quality to VTubers in general that you realize there's a real person involved. And I was like, oh, that's a person doing the voice of Sonic behind the VTuber persona. I was like, this is really cool. Like, I have nothing but respect for folks that can do that. We had Miss Fushi on, who is a VTuber now, and she got me interested in it, and I downloaded the software, and I was like, I don't know what I'm doing or how this works at all. This is very intimidating, and I just gave up. But someday maybe. But who knows? Maybe someday we can have VTube Sonic here on Today's News Tonight to promote his own wares. But that would be
fun.
Yeah, it would. Oh man, that would be a top 5 media content creation moment for me. I think right now the top of my list is when Ash's dad serenaded us as Pinko or Pinky or Yakko.
Pinko.
Jesus Christ, I'm so tired.
Yeah,
I was mashing up his Twitter handle, Yakko Pinky, and I was like, nothing's coming out right.
Pinko.
Yaki and Pinko, yeah, Yakko. Which I mean, that I will occasionally go back and rewatch that clip when I'm feeling down, just because. Damn, y'all. If somebody had told me when I was 8 and I was watching him on TV that someday I'd get to talk to him, I'd be like, liar.
Well, we want to have him back on the channel at some point. It's just I don't know if TNT is the best vehicle for it, because he doesn't follow games like that. So I just don't know how much gaming news he'd really be able to chat about.
Oh, no.
It'd be a lot of fun to have on the show, but it wouldn't be very topical in terms of all
we might have to have him on for like a let's play of the TMNT game when it comes out.
That I love the idea of, for sure.
Anyway,
the fun idea of Ash and him playing together, I think that'd be sweet and adorable.
Yeah, exactly. It'd be wholesome and really intriguing. Anyway, I mean, your dad has been in a number of really well drawn and animated features, but what features aren't going to be well drawn or animated? The ones from our next story.
Nice.
And that is Jackbox Games has announced that they are including a new game, which I am both excited for and terrified of, in Jackbox Party Pack 8 coming out this fall, and that is Drawful Animate. And I don't think I need to illustrate for you guys why I'm afraid of this game. I think we've all played Drawful with that guy.
Yeah.
Actually, have not played Drawful.
Oh, you sweet summer child.
If you're with the right group.
Yeah.
Oh man, Drawful is a hoot. If you're,
I've only done TKO and stuff like that, but I've not played Drawful.
Drawful is a lot of fun if you get, like Katie said, if you get the right people. If you get the wrong people, it is a terrifying penis machine, and that is. I have played many games of Drawful with people, and I've had to nope out of them really fast just because, I mean, you draw your icon and you already know what you're in for. Like, you learn in the first 5 minutes.
To draw something and you know what's coming.
Yeah, exactly. And so it's like Picto Chat on the DS all over again. Yeah, but so I'm... Yeah, exactly. Man, I loved Picto Chat. But also, I learned...
Especially at, like, anime conventions. It was so fun getting on Picto Chat at, like, anime conventions or things like that, and just wild things would happen in those Picto Chat rooms during... Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We've all been there.
Yeah.
But I love Jackbox games. We play them a lot here during our monthly patron streams. If you want to find out more about that, by the way, patreon.com/gvgaming. But I'm always excited when they announce a new game, because I feel like the last few party packs have been like rehashes of old games just with new content in them. And to find like a brand new game, I'm excited for this because I know that our community will not use this for evil. But and I would love to see yeah, exactly. I would love to see what the GV gang can create with this. And it kind of reminds me of y'all remember, what was it? It's not Swap Note, but like Nintendo had that animation studio on the 3DS, and some people made ridiculously cool stuff on that.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like whole Smash Brothers anime sequences that they would create. Really cool stuff. And I'm sure that oh, that's what it was. Yeah, I'm sure that in the right hands, this will be really cool. In the wrong hands, it'll be god-awful. But we'll be playing this. And it sounds like, Katie, you've probably played quite a bit of Jackbox yourself, right?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Jackbox, especially when I used to stream more regularly. That was really fun to play with all the viewers.
Yeah, exactly. I hope that they've included some kind of streamer friendly features for this, so that you can, automatically blank out stuff that would get you demonetized or worse, net you a ban. Because I know that I've heard of a few Jackbox streamers who, like, somebody decided to go in and act stupid, and then that streamer caught a ban because somebody did something they shouldn't, and Twitch is very unforgiving in weird circumstances.
Right.
But yeah, so that'll be coming out this fall. I don't have a ton to say about it. I just know that our patrons play this with us quite often, and so I thought that would be really cool to share with them and show them, what's coming, and hopefully they treat us right when it comes time to play it.
Yeah,
I have a feeling we'll all have a bit more to say about this next topic, though, so I'm going to throw that on. Oh, before I do that, we do have a couple of super chats here. Blind Man V2 with a $2 super chat says, "Thanks for reading my chat. It made my day better." Well, you're welcome. Thank you for supporting us with the super chat. We appreciate you.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah. Jaden Buck with a $5 super chat says, "If Bongo ever becomes a VTuber, he should be on TNT." Agreed. Objectively agreed.
100% that is happening if that ever somehow happens. Bongo being a VTuber.
And Late Night Sprite's giving me the business with a $2 super chat says, "Pinko and the Brian coming to CW this fall."
I love it.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Pinko and the Brian. That's fantastic.
I need that to be a real show. I do have to ask this. I want to take a quick interlude here just because we have Katie here, and I love Sonic so much, and I have so many things in my head about this. I got to ask if you have any idea, like, when you found out about the Danimals cross promotion, I mean, was your reaction like, what? I mean, because we all kind of like saw it and we're like, this game hasn't been updated in a long time, and this is, I mean, there's a sequel to it, and this one got the cross promotion. Did internally, did you guys find it kind of odd? Those of you that weren't like involved in the deal making process,
I mean, the weird thing is that Sonic Dash is actually more updated than Sonic Dash 2 is now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah. Sonic Dash 2 hadn't gotten an update in the longest time, and they just added Vector, and everyone was like, wait, they still update Sonic Dash 2? But Sonic Dash gets regular updates.
Oh, really?
But, yeah, we first had Danimals on last year, so...
Oh, wow.
This has been like a year-long thing, and back then I was like, Bongo slightly terrifies me for some reason. I don't know why. It's a cool crossover, but he kind of terrifying me.
I'm sorry.
He's
definitely. You say slightly terrifying. I would just take out slightly.
This is like his nerdy like school version, so he's wearing glasses and whatnot. So it
was a surprise, but I mean, I do think it fits in a way.
Yeah,
but he does still scare me.
It is kind of weird, like playing as him, because over the weekend when I found out that he was going away because someone tagged me, I decided I had to download Sonic Dash and unlock him because I had to have him. Because he's basically part of our lore now, and I played as him, and there's a weird unsettling quality to seeing him kind of mimicking Sonic. It's weird, but I mean he does kind of fit insofar as he's like an anthropomorphized animal character, and I mean that's what Sonic is at his core. Although he doesn't pull it off with nearly as much style as Sonic. It's just kind of like you're wearing a t-shirt and boots, but no pants. I have many questions.
What you're saying kind of reminds me of like how weird it was seeing the Avatar character in Sonic Forces act in kind of some of the same ways and have similar animations to Sonic, whereas Sonic and friends can pull them off because they're Sonic and friends, but then you get this really weirdly designed avatar that you have creative control over. It looks really weird when you see the avatar doing similar things.
I could imagine that. I haven't played a ton of Forces, but I will admit something about the ability to make my own in-universe Sonic character actually really appealed to me, because as a kid, I was the guy who like obsessively would like recolor Sonic characters in MS Paint and be like, this is my OC, And
I got to interrupt you guys because Seesaw just dropped an amazing fact
in
the live audience. They said, I'm pretty sure Bongo was voiced by Jason Griffith at one point.
What?
It's true. Yep, that is true.
That is wild.
So if you ever have Bongo on as a VTuber,
just get Jason Griffith.
Yeah, there we go. We'll have to make that happen.
Absolutely wild, though. Yeah.
Once we secure the bag with Danimals, we got to hash out this partnership we've decided upon with them at some point.
Steve, what you're saying is the kid version of you is the reason that the Your Name the Hedgehog game exists, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Steve the Hedgehog. All right. Anyway, moving on. This story, we talked about this a little bit. I feel bad for these guys. I'm just going to put this on the screen.
Yeah, seriously.
So it was announced today that the abandoned PS5 trailer that was supposed to come out today via like an app for the PS5 has been delayed until August. I feel bad because this is for those of you that don't know, Abandoned is the game that the whole internet for a minute thought was a Kojima game, and then kind of slowly, the developers kind of leaned into it and then realized that they should not have done that and started to try to reel it back, and everyone just refused to believe the words coming out of the developers' mouths. And I feel like I feel bad because I know why they did it. It makes a whole ton of sense when you think about it. Like, okay, small indie studio wants to do what they can to capitalize on, this internet theory to bring more visibility to their game and potentially more sales and get more attention. And then when they realize that it's kind of going off the rails and they're losing control of the narrative, they're like, hold on, wait. We promise you this isn't a Kojima game. Please stop thinking it is. We're real people. We exist. And the internet's just like, no, you aren't.
Yeah.
We know better than you, person making the game.
Yeah.
Show us proof that you're not Hideo Kojima. And then when they post videos of themselves talking through this, they're like, that's obviously a paid actor. Like, it feels... I feel so bad for these folks. And, I will admit that probably not the wisest idea to lean into these internet conspiracy theories. No, because I feel like they're setting them.
It can only end in tears.
Yeah,
exactly. I mean, no matter how logical you try to get with this, what this reminds me of, and I hate to even use these words again because that was one of the worst weeks of my life, was the Grinch leak. that people are going to project what they want, ignoring all logic, facts, reason, proof, whatever, what have you. People are going to project what they want to see happen, even if it's not the case, what's really real here. And as you said, Steve, the abandoned devs have since gone out of their way after their initial, and what I agree with you was a mistake of leaning into that, is it a Kojima game type thing? They really shouldn't have done that. But they have since tried to course correct, but it's too late. The internet's kind of taken off with it. And I kind of wonder if we have to abandon all hope of them being treated fairly at this point.
Yeah.
Because it sucks for them, man.
I feel bad.
It was their mistake to lean into it, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, but at the same time, I think it, is not a product of ill intent on their part. It's just, naivete. They probably thought like, oh, this will, we'll drum up some hype, we'll get some exposure, and then we'll just reel it back and it'll be fine. And I totally understand that line of thinking. That definitely comes from folks that, probably don't spend all day on Twitter and don't hang out there.
They're kind of working.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I know that Katie probably knows this better than any of us, being affiliated with a major brand that has a very fervent fan base. Like Twitter cannot be reasoned with. There is no there is no logical like space on Twitter where you can make an argument to somebody that has already convinced themselves of something and change their mind. Like, minds don't get changed on Twitter very often.
Yeah. Fans are just very passionate, and when they want something, they just kind of hope that it's going to happen. So they just kind of hold on to that hope, and everyone wants something different, so it's very difficult to kind of please everyone and kind of get onto that right course of setting expectations properly.
Yeah.
That seems impossible.
I do not envy that part of your position. Like I always think of like what happened if what would I do if I ended up in a situation on social media, like, where I had to disappoint many people, and I'm like, I'd probably just hang up Twitter and go away. I'd be like, you know what, Twitter, we had a good run, I'm out of here. But
it's definitely never fun. Yeah. Like when the pandemic started and we had to cancel our South by Southwest panel, at first we were like, okay, we're going to try to get all this news to you in a different way soon, thinking that the pandemic would last a couple weeks and we'd be back. Obviously didn't happen. So eventually we're like, sorry, we have to wait even longer. And it just felt bad being like, we have to keep pushing this because of unforeseen circumstances. And it's hard to be like, sorry, we can't do what we wanted to do, what we promised months ago. So it's hard.
Yeah, I definitely feel that. And as Sonic fans, we were definitely on the other side of that, being like, what happened? Like, where's Mania 2? It was definitely Mania 2.
And as we know, there isn't a lot of nuance on the internet, too. The very little time is given to the why behind things, or or the reasonings, or the whys, or the overall context surrounding things. It's like, is thing I want happening? Yes or no, period. If no, then I'm going to rage. there's not a whole lot of gray.
How
on the
dare
internet,
you deny me?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But we do have some Sonic news to talk about. Some actual, like, tangible Sonic news. Before we get to it, though, we do have 2 super chats. One from Adam Davis for $5 that says, who would win in a fight, Bongo the Danimals monkey or Cold Steel the Hedgehog? I mean, he's a hedgehog and presumably made of steel. And he's quite cold, and Danimals can freeze. So,
and just the edgelord, the edgelordiness of that name alone, I feel like it's got to be Cold Steel the Hedgehog.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like Cold Steel the Hedgehog takes no prisoners. Katie, who would you have in that fight? I imagine you see a lot of Sonic OCs in your day-to-day.
Oh, boy.
There's a few. That's tough. I almost feel like there's one more Smash character coming out, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
What if that's Bongo?
Man.
What would Bongo's final Smash look like?
It makes sense.
That's it would be
a wave of yogurt and just carry him off the stage.
A wave of yogurt.
Or baptizing all the different the whole rest of the opponents in yogurt.
I would love it if Bongo was in Smash, and because of the Sonic Dash deal, he was like contractually obligated not to be able to hurt Sonic. They're just like, none of his attacks work on Sonic at all. He dodges them all.
Yeah.
That would be precious. They just high five each other.
Yeah, they just tag team everyone. Like the minute Sonic is in the match, it becomes a team battle, and Bongo is on Sonic's team no matter what.
I'm game for that.
I need this. Happen. I need this to happen. If you're listening, Danimals, and I know you are. Then call up Sakurai right now. You know, just close that deal. I'm sure he's waiting for your phone call.
Exactly.
He just sits in his home office every night waiting for Danimals to call. He's like, I don't even know who it is. Just Mr. Danimals needs to call me.
But he just needs to get off his daily phone call with me first. Once that's done, then
that's just love and affirmation. I mean, this is business.
Yeah.
He needs to keep the lights on, Ash. You got to let him go.
Right. Damn it, you're right.
All right. Speaking, I did mention some Sonic news, and I promise we're going to talk about it right now. Let me get this up on screen.
Did you get the other ones? Because there's 2 more.
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. Let me read those real quick. Sean Horace with a $5 super chat says, "Hey gang, I've been a fan since your first Smash Ultimate video on GX. Thanks for keeping me entertained on my lunches and breaks at work. Keep it up." Well, thank you.
Thank you very much for following us for so long. Thank you. A million times.
That is long before I joined, but I am grateful for your support. Thank you so much, and we're glad you're here.
Thank you for following us here. Yeah.
Yeah. The next one is Orkinus Ofish 153 with a $5 super chat. Says, "I messed up the last super chat, so here's $5 more. We're all Sega fans here. Would like to hear your guys' best impressions of the Sega chant." Oh, that's I could do that.
I played Sonic as a kid. I know that chant. Yeah. It disappointed me when other games didn't.
Yeah.
Should we come down and do it together?
Let's do it. Yeah, because it is a chorus. It's not just one person.
It is.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah.
In 3, 2, 1.
Sega. Harmonizing over Discord is basically impossible.
One of y'all can like smush that together so that we're all well timed. I trust someone.
Also, with a bonus though, how do we know they didn't mean the Sega? The later one where it's just a guy going wild, going Sega.
That's not a chant.
That's a scream.
It's not really a chant. It's more of like a blur.
Those 90s commercials got scary because when I did my recollection on Sonic 2 Game Gear, I pulled up a commercial and it had just the airline lady at the end doing the whole wide-eyed thing for the After Effects and then just going Sega. It's like Jesus.
I remember that.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Sega commercials in the 90s were very in your face and aggressive.
Yeah.
I miss them though. They were fun.
All video game commercials in the 90s were just different.
Oh yeah. There was
amazing.
Famously, one of the ones that I remember to this day was a 3DO commercial. And it was like it showed like a Super Nintendo player and like a guy walks in and spits in his face and is like, "You're working late tonight," and like throws something at him. And then they're like, "And here's someone who owns a 3DO," and he like has the boss's daughter, and he's like, "I'll bring her back when I feel like it." And I was like, "What does this have to do with video games?" I was like, "All right." I mean,
oh man,
I will say my favorite, like the 90s did have some fun like console war commercials, and I vividly remember the Game Gear commercial, and it was like a kid sitting on a bench playing a Game Gear. And a kid next to him was playing a Game Boy. And he's looking over at the kid's Game Gear, and it's in color, and it looks so good. And so he picks up a petrified dead squirrel and hits himself on the head with it so that he can see his Game Boy games in color.
90s were
amazing.
It was a different time.
Yeah, I love the 90s. I miss the simplicity of the 90s, the relative simplicity.
Yeah.
Right.
Anyway, speaking of things that are in color, let's go ahead and throw this story up. We teased it a second ago. So Jeff Fowler has tweeted that they have finished shooting on location in Hawaii for the Sonic movie 2. No idea if this means that this is the end of principal photography for the movie. But I mean, it is a good mark of progress. I imagine they didn't film exclusively in Hawaii, and if they did, I envy them. But Hawaii, in my opinion, would be a great place to shoot potential real world scenes for like Mobius or something like that, like a more tropical.
No, my first thought was Angel Island.
Or Angel Island, yeah, that could work.
Angel Island.
We saw
Emerald Coast.
Oh man, I'm so excited for this. I hope that they use Hawaii as like a backdrop for like a real Sonic location, you know, and not just James Marsden went to Hawaii during the like they're like, Eggman sucks. Let's go to Hawaii at least where the weather's good. You know? This movie I am so much more hyped for than the original. And that's because the original was so good that I need to see more, and I'm so hyped for, you know, we know. Well, let me go ahead and just say, if you have not seen the Sonic movie, I'm going to talk a little bit about spoilers from that movie because you really can't without talking about why Sonic 2 is so exciting. So if you haven't seen it, pause the video, go somewhere else for a few minutes, and then come back. Yeah, grab a snack, do something. But anyway, spoilers for the Sonic 1 movie are going to happen right now. At the end of the Sonic movie, you see that, you know, Robotnik has gone from, okay, kind of quirky, like movie-like real-life interpretation to full-on Sonic character. Like he's bald, he's got goggles. Yeah, he is so great, and I just want to see more of Jim Carrey as Robotnik. And you know, I feel like we're gonna just go full-on into like the video game Sonic that we know and love in the second movie. You know, Ash, Derek, you guys both know that I have long been opining that Supersonic will make an appearance in this movie. You know, I feel like Knuckles we know is in the movie thanks to leaks from the set, which is yes.
See, usually Supersonic goes to space though, so are we going to go to space in this one? And I'm going to think no. So I think we're going to hold off on Supersonic for one more.
He can, but he doesn't have to. Like, you know, Perfect Chaos. You know, he doesn't
have to. But I'm thinking classic Sonic. It's always like, God, if Jim Carrey makes a death egg,
I'll lose it. I'm going to lose it regardless. Like, the more I see of this movie, the more excited I become. And this is, you know, with a lot of properties that I've seen in other media, like comic books and stuff like that transition to live action, I'm like, oh, well, I hope they ground it a little bit. Nah, not with Sonic. Give me the full-on wild-ass experience. Like, I'm there for it. I imagine, Katie, that you're probably hammered with questions about this movie in your on social media constantly, and I would guess, and I'm not going to dream to ask you anything that, you know, you're not allowed to tell us. I imagine you know a little bit more than we do about this movie, but I have to say, you know, what I'm really curious as somebody who loves Sonic, what's your take on not just Sonic 2 but the movies in general?
I thought the first movie was so fun. Like you said, Jim Carrey is just such a perfect Eggman. I would have never guessed that they would have gone with him, but he fits it just so well, and it reminds me of 90s Jim Carrey. And I know a little bit more about Sonic 2, but I really don't have that much insight into it. That's all handled by Paramount, and I can't speak for them. But I can say that as a Sonic fan, I am so excited for the second movie.
Nice. Yeah. We are. All of us are too. I know we all are for so many different reasons. And the first movie just ended up being so fun, just so damn fun, especially after all the drama leading up to its release with the horrifically designed original movie version of Sonic and everything. It just turned out so well. And as you said, Katie, Jim Carrey, like, it reminded me so much of like Ace Ventura era Jim Carrey, his performance as Eggman, and I can't wait to see more of that in Sonic 2. I can't wait to see more of, and like the only thing missing from the Sonic movie in terms of like, oh, I sure wish he was here, was Tails, and we're getting Tails. So I'm good, man. Yeah, I'm good.
Weirdly, you never saw Jim Carrey do villain roles too much, and he does it so well.
Mm-hmm. True. You know what? I do have to mention this too, because I did not make this connection until we started talking about the movie, and I apologize. I was looking down at my phone to confirm it because I don't like to say things out of turn. Katie, you actually arranged for Ash and myself. I didn't get to make it because I got really deadly sick, but you set up for us to go to the Sonic movie premiere when we were with Game Explain. I owe you a huge thank you for that.
Yeah, Ash,
I remember. Okay, that night was great. I did, yes.
Okay, I remember not seeing either of you, and I remember one of you tried calling, like, "Hey, there was like a last minute change, and Ash is gonna come now."
Yeah, that was me. I was getting ready and I was going to drive. I'm in Arizona, so I was just going to drive to LA. It's not a huge long trip. And I bought a suit because I didn't have one that fit. And I got, all ready to get gussied up, and I got like the flu. And my wife wasn't going to be able to come, so she was like, I had to drive myself, and I was like, I feel way too bad to actually like make this long road trip and then get dressed up to see the movie and then drive home, because I was going to drive home after, and I was like, I will be dead by the time I get back. So I told Ash, and I believe, Ash, you took Basola, right?
No, it was just she actually couldn't go right at the very end. It was just me. So you and I were going to go together.
Right.
And because I found out so late that you weren't going to be coming, I couldn't plan for her to come with me. So she couldn't get ready in time. So I just ended up going myself. And it was a lot of fun, though. Like, it was great. The whole red carpet premiere. It was great. I got to talk to Ben for a while.
It was a blue carpet premiere.
It's true. Blue carpet premiere. Yeah.
I'm actually really glad that you cleared that up, because this is, weirdly enough, something that has like kept me up at night before, where I'm I remember there was like a last minute thing and I didn't get to them in time. What if they didn't make it? And I felt so bad about that. So
no worries. Please don't be kept up any more nights. I made it. I had a great time. And that was like the first of 3 or 4 times I ended up seeing that movie with in different contexts and with different people. It was a lot of fun. So thank you for that.
Yeah, and
that was a cool night.
I will make sure that when Sonic 2 premieres, I will be in LA to watch it. Nice. Come hell or high water.
LA, but if you have a New York or something like showing, I'll definitely be trying. Amy and I will definitely go to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was, from everything I heard, it was an amazing premiere. I ended up watching it when it, became available on streaming services, just because I have 4 kids, so getting 6 people to the movie theater to see anything is like 4D chess. It's impossible. But I've since watched it probably a dozen times. My kids love the movie almost as much as I do. I think it's the one movie that my kids enjoy a little bit less than me that is still appropriate for them. So Sonic is like a mainstay in our house. My son demanded I buy him like all these Sonic shirts and stuff. I was like, well, you can raid your old man's closet when you're bigger. Anyway, before we move on to our next story, we did receive a couple more super chats.
Real quick before you get to those, we do got to issue another correction to that. You attributed the one donation to Adam Adam Davis is actually Adam Harris.
Oh, apologies.
Yep.
I'm
so I just wanted to say thank you to Adam.
Yes. Thank you, Adam. I apologize for the misquote there. Adam Davis is in our patron chat and is very active most episodes, so I think the name just pops out of my mouth sometimes. All right, let's see. Davidson Dolliver with a $2 super chat says, just got to say the Sonic Symphony was incredible. Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm. I think we all echo that sentiment. Jaden Buck with a $2 super chat for Katie says, Katie, what's your favorite Sonic game?
I'm so bad at picking favorites, if you can't tell. I think I'll probably say Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, just because I have the most childhood memories with that, playing with my brother.
Nice.
That's the only Sonic and PSO crossover in the official Sonic games. So I'm with you on that one. I remember seeing the Humar outfit, and I was like, yeah, that's my shit. I like that.
Cool.
Getting the Tails Chow is just so extra. Everything you need to do to get that. You need a Game Boy just to get the Tails Chow in your game.
Yep, I remember that. I think I did it, but it's been a while.
We were speaking of Sonic crossovers, and we were talking about a Sonic rhythm game earlier. You already have a rhythm. Just use the Miku engine. Let's just get a Miku Sonic crossover. It's just a Sonic rhythm game using the Miku engine. I would be so day zero negative.
They're with Atlas as well. Use the Dancing All Night engine for
there you
Persona.
Go. Yeah, exactly. Oh, that'd be hype.
Oh man, that would be cool. I would love that. But honestly, I've told you guys this. I'm really fired up for whatever Sonic game we're getting in 2022. That to me,
yes.
The leaks and things that we've heard, I'm very excited for it. I can't wait to actually see it.
Same.
Following on with our super chat, Skull Kid Tiger with a $5 super chat says Sonic Adventure 1 and 06 mashup, but Chaos is made of holy Danimals and Sonic is Super Bongo. Bonus, Elise gives Bongo the revive kits. That is cursed. That is a cursed comment.
Yeah, that is one of the most cursed comments I think we've ever read here on TNT. So thank you for that, Skull Kid Tiger.
Yeah.
And thank you for the donation.
Yeah. Thank you so much. But moving on, we need a palate cleanser after that one. Let's go ahead and throw this next story up on screen. And I will admit, this is way out of my wheelhouse, so I don't have a ton to say on this, but Nihon Falcom has announced several games. There is Trails from Zero, which I believe is a continuation of the Trails of Cold Steel franchise.
I've kind of got a breakdown of this.
Thank you.
On Twitter today,
Save
so
me.
I will take over this for you.
Cool.
Because I've heard about these games for a while. I've been interested, but they're also long, so
very long,
so a little tricky. Basically, Trails from Zero and Trails to Azure, basically two middle games that takes place between Trails in the Sky, which is the first three games, and Trails of Cold Steel, which is a quadrilogy of games that take place after that. Zero and Azure takes place in between them, and apparently have things that apply to the fourth game, but they skipped them and they've never been officially localized. So now they're actually getting localized, as well as a spin-off title that doesn't really tie into anything called which is The Legend of Nayuta Boundless Trails. And I'm not sure what Trails into Reverie is offhand, but the fact that basically the Trail series is getting a lot more localization love, and that is a feat, because there's a lot of NPCs, and those NPCs dialogue will change constantly as the story goes on. So I've heard that the scripts are no kidding about this thick, just because
they're massive.
Stuff.
I played the original Legend of Heroes back on PSP, and I know that was what we know as the Legend of Heroes was actually just the Western localized name for what is it actually a different game in the series in Japan.
Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky, yeah.
Well, no, I'm sorry. I'm talking about the one way back on PSP. It was just called The Legend of Heroes.
Oh.
I did actually play a little bit of the first Trails in the Sky game as well, and these games are really cool. But kind of speaking to your point, Derek, they are so long and they're very slow burns. Lots of world building. I would say the Trails series in general seems to be very good at world building, but you really have to have the time for these games. They're huge time commitments. But I love to see Falcom games getting love, getting localization love. I loved, as you guys know, Ys 8. I haven't played Ys 9 yet, but I've played Ys 8 and a couple other Ys games here and there. Really like that series. So it's just really cool that Falcom fans are getting so much localization love. And by Geofront, a company, or sorry, I should say a fan collective of people who have been localizing, Japanese-only Trails games on their own time. Now, NIS America reached out to them to actually handle the official localizations of Trails from Zero, Trails to Azure. I just think that's so cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
Some clarification, thanks to Casual Music Nerd in the patron chat, saying Reverie is the next game after Cold Steel 4. So that's what's coming up there. And then the one you're talking about, Ash, they actually know what you're talking about. Legend of Heroes 4 is what you play.
Okay. Cool.
So
there's
that, and I have an idea regarding the Trails in the Sky series, but I want to run it by Steve and Ash first and see if it's something we'd want to do, or at least have me do.
All right.
All right.
And if it's something that our audience would be interested in, I think is the other question. It's basically seeing what they think. I don't want to bring it up too much, but it feels like there's there's a small but very vocal fan base for these games.
Sure.
Or at least they seem like that. It's like, what if it could turn one of us into a fan? So we'll see.
Yeah, I'd be interested to hear more about that. What about you, Katie? I imagine that with as busy as you are, you probably don't sink into 200-hour RPGs very often. But
the last long RPG that I played was Persona 5, which, no bias, it was before I even started at SEGA. I wish I had more time because, I love long RPGs, but
yeah, same.
Not at times.
I have
it's just a matter of time for them. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, I have a deep and abiding love of the traditional crazy long JRPG, but it is difficult, as an adult with responsibilities and other stuff to do, to look at a game that is going to eat 100 or more hours of your time and be like, yeah, I'm going to start that. It's I've started Persona 5 probably 6 times now, and just
that's your problem because that's how I got through Persona 5, because there was a like 4 or 5 month break between me playing it at one point, and that urge to restart and like, oh, what was I doing again? I don't know if I can catch up. I fought that so hard because I'm like, I know what'll happen. I won't get any further. So I powered through the next hour or two just to get back to where I like, okay, what am I doing again? Okay, I got it. Let's keep going.
Yeah, I saw Royal on sale and I was like, man, I should just do it.
Royal is the better version.
It is.
Yeah, but there's a part of me that just keeps looking at my Switch and being like, I know you could run it. Like, I know you can run Persona 5. It was on the PS3. I'm like, someday Sega's just going to bless me with a Persona 5 port. And I'm going to be like, oh, God, it's on the Switch. I have no choice.
I can't even look at Persona 5 or any other long-form JRPG until I finish Yakuza Like a Dragon, which itself can't happen until I finish Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart at the very least. So I got to finish Yakuza 7 first, and then I'll think about whatever RPG.
Like a Dragon bearing down on me because I'm like, Judgment is in September, and Judgment is 1000% a game I'm reviewing, and so I'm just like, I gotta hold off. I gotta beat Like a Dragon because I know there's some shared DNA just from the trailers. I'm like, I know that there's something there, and I don't want to be like, well, what's that? I want to be like, yeah, I know everything. I'm a Judgment super fan. So
you can play Sonic the Fighters in Lost Judgment.
That's true. You can. And you can play a Sega Master System in Lost Judgment.
They need to put the Sonic Master System games in Lost Judgment. That needs to happen.
That game is already like, I'm not going to say it's going to be my game of the year, but I will say Judgment was a strong contender for game of the year when I got back from E3, and it was like a dark horse candidate because Ash, and I know I've told you this story, like Sega was kind enough to give you and I each a code for Judgment when we got back from E3. And then I just, redeemed it. I was like, that was really nice of them. Like, they didn't attach any expectations to it. They were just like, hey, just play it. Let us know what you think. And so I sat down with it, and then I basically didn't get off my couch for a week until it was done. I was like, yep. I was like, this game has me completely. And then I played it again on PS5. I evangelize for that game wherever I can because it's just ridiculously good. All right, before we move on, I'm going to try to power through these last two stories because I know we're running a bit behind schedule, and we have super chats. Mm-hmm. I know that's where Derek was headed with this because I see one of our good friends in the super chats. Titus Malvolio with a $5 super chat says, I've got nothing to say other than a friendly reminder that the Steam summer sale is going on, and everyone please play Omori.
I've heard good things.
I've heard good things
Omori
too.
Looks so interesting to me. I really want to check it out.
I will have to check that out. Yeah.
I'm waiting for it to come on Switch, basically. It's not a lack of interest. I'm just waiting for a console release.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm all good with PC. I'll probably try it, but
according to Luxcard, it is coming to Switch, so just have to wait.
Well, okay, wait. If it's confirmed, then I'll wait.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, it's already been.
Oh, okay. Master of Hamsters. Good name. With a $5 super chat says, to be more specific, Zero and Azure takes place concurrently with Cold Steel 1 and 2, though they chronologically begin first. Reverie is the next game. I feel sometimes like I need a visual aid for series that I'm not into.
So
like just drop them all on a timeline so I know.
It took me a while. It's just Trails in the Sky trilogy, Zero and Azure, and then Cold Steel quadrilogy.
Nice.
Okay.
Let's see.
So it's not as bad.
Yeah, not terrible. I just, again, like I do feel like I need like a visual, like, hey, here's where you should start. Yeah. Here's where you should end. Go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, I can't say anything about complicated chronologies because I'm like a massive dyed-in-the-wool Fast and Furious fan. Just got done seeing F9 last night, so I can't say shit about
those all take place in chronological order for the most part. Other than
do they?
They actually don't. They actually don't at all. No, it goes 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 3, 7, 8, 9.
God,
off the top of my head.
Why do you do that with movies?
And I love how that and 3 is so obviously set in a different time.
With their flip phones. Yeah, nice. I love that series to death. Yeah.
All right, let's see. Base Forever with a $4.99 super chat says, 2 years ago we weren't sure if we'd get any more Trails games in English. In 2 years we'll have the entire saga in English. Thank you, NIS/Geofront. I mean, that's awesome. Is objectively cool. I love seeing games like that, get new life, and for a fan group, which again is something that I like to give Sega a lot of credit for too. Like bringing fans in to help work on the series.
Oh, those shout outs
love.
in the credits. That's what was amazing.
Yeah. Absolutely. Even the modder that did that camera getting a shout out in the credits and seeing his response or their response on Twitter, that was really wholesome. I really liked that.
Honestly, that camera was like exactly what I pictured when I was like, I want to make a live chow cam for the intermission, but I don't have to do that. Cool. And then I saw that, I was like, this is perfect. I have to use this.
Nice. Yeah. That is really cool that happened and that the modder was given the appropriate credit, you know. Let's see. The Dragon Paul 22 says with a $5 super chat says, everyone who loves great video game music, Ash, go listen to that Falcom 40th anniversary JDK band is amazing.
Yes. That is on my list of things to do. I haven't gotten a chance to watch it yet, but I love Falcom music. Yeah, I'm going to be watching that at some point.
Nice.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. Green Hunter 47 with a $5 super chat says, Trails is such an underappreciated series and I cannot recommend it enough. I platinumed all 4 Cold Steel games while listening to your streams. Wow. Man, that puts in perspective how much we stream.
Yeah, man. That's the huge
100 episodes, about 2 hours each. Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Wow.
Our good friend Matt McMuscles with a Canadian $30 donation, which at this point almost feels like a refund, says, yo, Aerogay shirt. What up, Steve? So for those of you that don't know, I put out a call on Twitter to our friends and pals that are content creators, and I said, hey, link me to your merch. I'll wear it on the show. And Matt McMuscles, our good friend, and troublemaker that he is, said, buy my Aerogay shirt. And so I was like, challenge accepted. Do you think I won't? So if you want to head over to the Flophouse merch store, you can buy this wonderful shirt. I am indeed rated E for Aerogay today.
I love it.
All right. Speaking of things that are probably a little too spicy for good boys and girls, let's throw our next story up on the screen. And Phil Spencer was recently on the Dropped Frames podcast, a fighting game podcast, I believe. And he mentioned that he would like to revisit Killer Instinct, but would like to find the right team to do it. The exact quote says, I will just say Matt and I have discussed many times Killer Instinct and where we would like to go with it, and it's not out of our minds that it might be out of our minds, but in our hearts and in our minds that we want to continue to do something with Killer Instinct. It's about finding the right team and the right opportunity, but it is not due to any kind of lack of desire on our part that we're not doing more with Killer Instinct because we love the franchise and the community response. And I can't remember what team was doing Killer Instinct before.
I think it started, I watched... Speaking of Matt McMuscles, I watched What Happened on Killer Instinct, where it started with one team and then it switched to another, but the quality stayed, which is kind of amazing.
Yeah. It went from Double Helix Games to Iron Galaxy Studios.
Yes, that's it. Mm-hmm. I remember Double Helix. Yeah, so Killer Instinct is definitely a series that is near and dear to my heart. You know, they've got a shared history with Nintendo. It was, I remember it, that game taught me a lot about the differences in like arcade and home hardware, because they were like, oh, this is running on the Ultra 64, but only in arcades for some reason. And I played it a ton in my local arcade. And then I got the home version and I was like, this doesn't look as good. I thought this was I thought you had a Nintendo 64 in there, Nintendo, you lied. But, you know, and back in the day, like we kind of accepted this was Killer Instinct came out at a weird time where we all kind of accepted that console ports looked worse than arcade games. And then, you know, this was one of the very first arcade games where they claimed it was console hardware in there. They were like, oh yeah, this is what you're going to get when the N64 comes out in like a year. And then they released KI Gold on the N64, and it looked good, but definitely nowhere near arcade quality. And yeah, that was my first experience with, you know, like that was a little misleading. I'm a little teenage Steve is a little upset about this. I may or may not have spent a whole summer saving up for this game.
Whoops.
Yeah,
Classic KI was great.
Classic
I played a ton of Classic KI, like that, but both in the arcade and on Super Nintendo, and KI Gold on 64. But I will say that for whatever reason, I wasn't really able to get into modern KI as much. I tried, And I don't think they're bad games. It didn't really grab me in the same way Classic AI did.
Microsoft, speaking of which, I have some things I need to show from Microsoft, but I'll save that for the post show. Microsoft was kind enough. This was when I was first getting started covering games. They sent me Killer Instinct, and they're, I had just got an Xbox One, and they sent me a review code for Killer Instinct, and they unlocked all the characters, and I played it to death, but it just is lacking something. I don't know what it is, but it doesn't have that same feel that the Nintendo versions did. I mean, it's kind of like a similar game, but not quite the same, and you're always going to lose something when you transition from, the people that created a game to like a wholly different team. Just like, over the years, even you can track it even in AAA games. Like Mario feels different, after Miyamoto stopped actually making them and started more directing them. So I'm saying it's not worse, but just different. And it's something that for me, it didn't resonate quite the same, but I also wouldn't call it like a bad game. It's just something that I didn't enjoy nearly as much.
Sure.
But I would like to see it continue. Oh, go ahead.
This is off topic, but I just saw Adam Davis in the chat ask, can Katie join in on hashtag #ShakeThatAsh tonight? I think it'd be funny.
Okay.
What is that?
So Shake That Ash is, so Shake That Ash is a tradition that started early on where I, when I'm not hosting, basically the person who hosts reads out the executive producer list at the end. So when I'm not the host, I will instead dance. I'll do like a little, so I'll start dancing during the EP stream or the EP call outs. And that's all that is. I promise it's nothing more inappropriate than that. It is really just me dancing during the EP call out. And
but we do not traditionally ask our guests to dance for our audience. I promise you. Bad Adam
Davis. So you can join me if you'd like, but don't feel any pressure to.
Yeah. That is.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's more of like a lighthearted, fun thing, and definitely not the way it sounds.
It's not nearly as inappropriate as it sounds. I promise.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Speaking of which, let's move on to more wholesome things. Callistus J with Callistus with a £4.99 super chat says, I just finished watching the Sonic Symphony, and I just want to thank Katie for working so hard and being a hero to the Sonic community. Sonic Movie 2 hype. Which, agreed on all counts. I cannot wait to see the movie. I can't wait to watch the symphony this weekend. And it is cool to do something that's like one thing I want to point out is that there's this overriding theme, both societally and on social media, that corporations are out to just like, and I get it, corporations do exist to make money. That's their purpose for existing. But a lot of people like to talk about how corporations aren't your friends and they don't do. They don't do objectively nice or kind things, but putting on a Sonic Symphony free for everyone to watch, I can't think of anything that is more objectively kind and nice than that. So I do appreciate, giving Sonic fans, especially in a year that was so rough for everyone, having to adjust and definitely, a difficult time, to give people just something like that to look forward to. I mean, because Sega easily could have charged. Easily.
I was going to say, especially for something that they and we and everyone knows Sonic fans would have gladly paid for. I would have gladly paid for the privilege of watching that.
If I found out the VOD was
free was amazing.
Exactly. If I found out the VOD was $20 to watch, I would pay it, just to listen. And just that Sega put it out there and made it completely free is something that I do think is kind and very nice to do, and definitely goes a long way towards showing people that, while corporations do exist to make money and to, they got to pay the people that do all that hard work. Sometimes it's about more than that. And I definitely feel that, seeing this Sonic announcement or this Sonic Symphony that we watched. And I wanted to close the show with something that I also think is really cool about our favorite Blue Blur. So I'm going to go ahead and throw that one up on screen. Real quick here. And that's just that I literally just found this while I was trolling for pre-orders today. I found out that Metroid Dread was up on Amazon, and I finally managed to secure a pre-order for the collector's edition. Nice. No amiibo yet, but I did manage to at least get the game.
I just want the amiibo. That's all I need.
Yeah. And Amazon was helpfully like, hey, here's something you might like. And they were right, because I pre-ordered this too. In Japan, Sonic Colors Ultimate is getting a 30th anniversary collector's edition. Obviously not for the game, but just for Sonic in general. And it is reminiscent of the anniversary collection that we got for Sonic Adventure 2 in Japan. Like, it comes with a soundtrack, it comes with a coin. I still have the one I got decades ago for Sonic Adventure 2, and this just brought a huge smile to my face to see, you know, you get like an art book that goes over the history of Sonic called Life in Sonic's World Volume 1, which makes me hope that there's more volumes of this coming.
Right.
You get the game itself on PS4 or Switch, you get the soundtrack, and you get the Sonic coin, and it's just... I don't normally just like go all out on shilling for products, but I had to show this to you guys. I had to make everyone aware that this exists. Sonic Colors Ultimate, as you all know, is a game we're all excited for. But my heart, I saw this and
I mean, the fact that they're using that artwork of Shadow Maria is like, oh, you know exactly what you're doing. You suck.
Yeah. Oh, I love that art of Shadow Maria. And Steve, you say shilling, but what I think you mean is chili dogging.
Yeah.
Maybe not chili dogging.
I will fully admit I am trying to sell people this right now. I want people to buy this because I remember picking up the Sonic Adventure 2 collector's edition, and it's still one of my most prized gaming possessions. I mean, it's not rare, it's not hard to find. You can go on eBay and get it for a normal price. It's just the amount of care that is put into these special editions is something that I think if you are a Sonic fan, it will end up being something that you truly love and hold on to and keep when you're... I bought that when I was 18. I'm 38. Like, that should tell you, you know, and I still have it in the box, like, and I've taken it out and looked at it many, many, many times. And of course I played through the game. You know, I played through Sonic Adventure 2, and I love that a character like Sonic, who has such a long history, is getting their due. You know, is getting something that shows that pays homage to the legacy of the character, and that to me, as a fan who has been around for all 30 of those years, means a lot. So I just wanted to share that with our audience, show them that, you know, if this is something that means something to you, you should definitely go pre-order it. I'll have a link to it in the description below.
That art book is the same girl who made the art for the Sonic Symphony, the classic that you mentioned. So it's all her art there. It's fantastic.
That's I want this art book so much. This is so
cool. That's why I pre-ordered it. But
no, this is this is amazing. I
hope, and obviously I won't press on this, but I hope that we do get an English version of this art book someday. I am pre-ordering it strictly because I do know that, you know, it's not always feasible for those things to happen. But if it comes out in English, I'll just own 2 of them, and that's fine.
Well, you know, Steve, you could pick up Udon's The History of Sonic, which yours truly helped localize. So if you want an English... Oh, nice. You have it. Nice. So if you do want an English language Sonic art book that I worked on, there is one out there. I
mean, that sounds like you should be able to just get me one. I'm just kidding.
I think I could if I still worked at Udon, but it's been several years since then.
No, I will absolutely have to pick that up. One of the things that I kind of lost touch with in my various moves, especially the one from California to Arizona, was that I did have to get rid of a lot of my bigger gaming related items, like bigger in terms of the space they took up, and a lot of my books ended up not fitting in the car because I literally drove to Arizona, just no moving truck, just my car. So I got rid of a lot of things. Yeah, it was terrible. It was 13 hours, and my poor little dog, like the whole time there, she sat in my lap, and she was like, "Why are you doing this to us?" But we made the trip.
Nice.
Anyway, that was all the news that I had for today. I'm going to read our final super chats before we get into the...
Do you mind if I actually take the Base Forever one, Steve, and you read the last one?
No, please do.
Do you mind if I read this one? Okay, cool. Thank you. So you'll see why in a second. So we do have a $4.99 super chat from Base Forever. Thank you so much. Saying, here we go.
If someone asks you to shake that ass in a way that makes you feel uncomfortable, that's no good.
Oh, man, I'm glad you took that one.
I just really wanted to do my Urkel Sonic. I just coming out. I had to do it. So
that was
thank
good.
you, Steve.
That was good. I actually was gonna lean on you for your Sonic impression for my now scrapped video, but next year we'll do it.
Oh, okay, next year. Cool.
Yeah, I'll tell you guys when we're off the air what the idea, what the concept was for that. Anyway, Alan Wilkinson with a £2 super chat says me costume predictions / wants for Monday. I've not considered that much. I mean, we've reached a point where I have everything I want in Smash, everything. Except for Travis Touchdown, but he is a me costume. I would say for a me costume at this point, I would probably hold out hope for like more Sonic characters or something like that, because I know that we've talked about Tails, Shadow, Robotnik, stuff like that as actual full-fledged characters, and I'll just be honest, I don't think that our final character is a Sonic character as much as I would like it. So I would like that. I would say more Sonic me costumes would be cool.
I'm expecting some Bandai Namco representation, so I'm expecting Lloyd. I'm hoping for Klonoa. That'd be cool.
That would be nice.
I think if we're going to get another Tekken me costume, maybe Jin or Nia.
Nice.
I'm definitely predicting Lloyd at the very least. I think, I do think the door on a Tales of character in Smash has kind of been shut with Kazuya getting in as the second Bandai Namco rep. So I do fully expect to see maybe a Lloyd costume, other Tales of costumes, but Bandai Namco in general. I think a Klonoa costume, as much as I would love to have him in the roster, it's never going to happen. So a costume would be hype.
Yeah. Well, how about you?
You Narukami, though. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I'm going to say, I want to see Shrek in Smash.
Shrek.
Nice.
It'd be amazing.
Chaos.
You Narukami in our live audience patron chat, as always, choosing violence when this comes up, saying Sora me costume with three devil emoji. We've been going back and forth. You knows that I really want Sora in Smash. You doesn't want Sora in Smash, and we keep going back and forth over this. I love it. Thank you. Thank you for that.
Nice. All right. That's it. Our super chats are done. I feel like this episode has gone on longer because we love Sonic so much. It's hard for me to stop talking when Sonic's involved. But that does wrap up our episode for tonight. So, Katie, it seems most of our audience knows you. But in case they don't, where can they find you?
I am on Twitter, twitter.com/Katie Chrz, part of my insanely Polish last name. I'm on Twitch at MiniKitty. I haven't streamed in at least 3 months. I average maybe 2 streams a year since I've started working at SEGA. I'm also Instagram, minikitty.tv. Or, even better, find me at youtube.com/Sonic, twitch.tv/Sonic every other Thursday for the Sonic live streams.
There we go.
Nice.
Yeah, I have a feeling there will be a lot of interesting stuff going on Sonic's socials for the next forever. All right. So with that, we've covered all of the major stories from today's news, including me sharing, like my favorite pre-order of the day with you guys. But before we sign off, I have to give a special thank you to all of our patrons at every level, honestly. I mean, y'all make this possible. June, I'm not going to lie, was our best month ever, and we hope that we're able to continue that trend. But I have to, as always, give a special thank you to our patrons at the producer tier for helping to make this show happen. Y'all know who you are. We love you. We really couldn't do this without you, and it feels like this list just grows insanely. Like over the 6 months that we've been doing this list has just gotten so big, and I'm so happy for all of you, because we just couldn't do this without you. But as you know, there's another group of you that we always talk about at the end of every episode. A massive thank you goes to our patrons at the executive producer tiers and above, and those fine folks include Jared Edinger, Brandon Bovia, Rob Arman X, Idiono Ben, Dan and Twistle, Dennis J, Z Patty, Hyrule Hermit, Sky Blue Flames, Adam O'Sullivan, It's ATM, Octopuppet, Richard Herrera, Michael Phone, Aiko Carroll, The D-Pad, Vesmio, Waffle King, Kitty Kongfax, Angel Martinez, Vedron Hotik, 112, John, Joshua Hunter, Evernight Studio, Benny Yao, Emerald, Azran127, Kenrule09, Pagrema, Jake Pelka, Geller, Shiny Turkey, Joseph Rutkin, Titus Malvolio, Charlie Bird, Geeky Griffin, Lucky Wonderfish, Top Dog 23100, Young Ben Kenobi, Doug Shomix, Andrew Medeiros, Oramem, Sakuragi, Becca, Rocks the Cat, Fizzywig Hoyd, Critmonger, The Legend of Groose, Eddie B, Kayed, Kit Fisto, Westegg, Deaneth, Coda, Michael McCaw, Goron Amber. Oh, I'm sorry, Michael McCaw, Matthew Wong, Goron Amber, Straight-Lace, Poobie, Wolf X Blake, Moon Macarons, Ascaron 809, Kane, Captain Finlandia, 60 Minutes and 60 Seconds, Christopher Masterson, Spicy Pandaughter, The Game Orb, Dano the Artist, Ravelox, Synchro Lord, Brainchild, my mom, hi mom, Kotar Peck, Scuff 196, Skull Kid Tiger, AJB Cool, Blizzica, Jason Uloa, Jaden Buck, Phantom Project, Darik, Jeff Ed, Ray Clausen Jr., Nathan the voice actor, Mega Conrad, Hulkamaniac 55, Chibi J, and finally, Bongo Lover. Remember, you too can become a patron over at patreon.com/gvgaming, where for as little as $1 a month, you can get access to our exclusive Discord. There are a ton of other perks. $5 gets you into our exclusive post show, which we're going to be headed to in just a few moments. And whether you support us on Patreon, or you're just here on YouTube, or you're listening to us on podcast services around the globe, we appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for watching. That does it for today's News Tonight for June 25th. Good night, everybody, and good vibes. We'll be back Monday.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone. Thank you for having me.